What's happening, guys? Alexander the Great Volkanovski, UFC Featherweight champ. How you doing?
Awesome. All right, Volk. How do you eat all that hectic food and still stay in shape?
How do I eat all that hectic food and stay in shape? Well, man, look at the training I'm doing. So I'm obviously, always busting my ass, which helps. But in saying that, I know I've got hectic food, but I still try and portion it as well at the same time. So that's what a lot of people think with their diets. They literally can't eat anything good, but that's not the case, especially for athletes and whatnot. If you were going out there and training, you'll be surprised at what you can eat. And a good example is I probably eat more in camp when I'm dieting and obviously needing to lose weight than I do probably out of camp. So that's a good way to show you guys that you'll be surprised at what you can eat when you got the right nutritionist on board, like showing you what you need to do and things like that. So it's pretty incredible. But I mean, it's if I know I'm gonna have a big barbecue or something like that, I'll probably earlier in the day. If I got a morning session, I'll make sure I've got carbs around that session. I'll pick and choose what to eat. Maybe lunchtime, make sure it's enough for me to recover, but leave enough room to have a good dinner as well. So a couple of little tricks that I've done. So I'll obviously bring the calories down a little bit if I know I'm having a few extra calories that day. So at the end of the day, the calories don't really change.
I'll keep going with that question and just say, how important is nutrient timing to you?
Yeah. The nutrient timing, that's what it's all about, especially with what we do, having the carbs and what type of meals and when, especially around the training. We do so much training and it's all about performance. It's not only about losing weight, that's where some people get it wrong. They're so focused on losing that weight, so they, I can't eat carbs, they're worried about carbs. But for fighters like myself, or athletes, or anyone that gets in the gym, you need carbs, for the energy and things like that. So, it's the best source of energy, and you need to make sure you're having that around the times you're doing. If I'm going to lack, if I'm going to pull any sort of calories, especially in camp when I'm training so much, I'm pulling more of the the fats. I want the proteins to hold the muscle, but usually the fats is where I've got room to move. Early in camp, I've got plenty of fats. If I need to start cutting them a little bit, we know we need these carbs, so we might trim the fat. You know what I mean? So just little things like that. So, man, having the right food at the right time really, really makes a difference.
How did you drop so many kilos from being the weight you were as a rugby player coming to obviously?
Man, it was a long process. You got to realize how long I've been in the game. I've been in the game for 11 years. And my first year I wasn't trying to lose weight. I was a middle. I still cut weight for middleweight, so that could show you how big I was. I used to be 97 kilograms, and obviously fight now I weigh in at 65.8. So it is a big. You see me then to now is obviously a drastic change, but it was over time. It was over time and slowly bringing the that body weight down slowly. It's a commitment, you know what I mean? But I mean, at the same time, you want it to be a part of your lifestyle. Right now, I'm at a stage where I wouldn't even be able to put on that weight ever again. And even the way I eat, I used to be, I guess I was still that 97 kilogram front rower in a featherweight's body. It wasn't that long ago when I still could eat like that. Where now, through just little changes and not being too crazy out of camp and things like that, I really, kept my metabolism nice and high, but, my stomach actually shrunk a little, where now I can't eat nowhere near as much as I used to. So that helps now. To keep my weight low is pretty easy now. On my, cheat meals or whatever you want to call it, the shit I used to eat compared to now is pretty crazy. And that's just because, again, I try to make a bit of a lifestyle change rather than, I love my food, as you can see, cooking with Volk. That's what I'm always doing it. But now it's just, that portion control over time really does, you end up adapting to that. And I know that firsthand because I used to eat a lot. My whole family did. My brother still eats a fair bit. My dad, we used to make our shopping bill each week for my mum was a lot of money. So you can imagine how much we used to eat. But, that I've adapted to this new sort of food, the amount of food I have. I forgot the word I just used. I just used so many good words and I've just completely lost it. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. My body's adapted, and I need more coffee. I rambled there, eh?
No, it's good. I love it. I love when it brings out your personality. Something I want to ask.
What was I say? Oh yeah, we'll get the double shot. That's right. I need it for training. What was I saying? Like just in case that comes up again, I was saying about metabolism and then portion control. Yeah, that portion control. I definitely adapted to that. Now my stomach definitely adapted to that, and I noticed that. Like now, I literally can't. I can't eat that.
Something I want to ask, like, do you have any guilty pleasures, like, in terms of, like, what you eat, whether it's in camp or out of camp?
Guilty pleasures. I love my chocolate. So that's something. But I mean, even when I'm in camp, I'm still allowed a little bit of chocolate. Again, portion control is everything. So it's as long as you're not going too crazy, and you need to make room for little treats here and there as well. So like I said, when we talk about dieting and all that, you'll be surprised what you can eat. You know what I mean? You want to make it a lifestyle change, and it's going to be hard to change if you're literally sacrificing everything and not having, you know what I mean, and making it literally just dry, tasteless food. It's not that you cannot do that forever. So having having the right nutrition and then treats a little bit and make that all a part of your meal plan. It's a game changer.
What's your favourite recipe or meal that you use, like a combat product for, maybe reload or something, with shakes or something like that?
Yeah, my favourite is the shakes. Especially in the morning, you get up early because there's some sessions we've got to get up early, and you need a quick something quickly to eat. And usually the shakes go down well. They taste nice, so it makes you feel like you're having a nice, thick shake. I like my salted caramel reload, so I usually have a nice caramel flavoured thick shake pretty much in the morning, which helps. And then you have obviously a bit of carb as well, just a couple of toasts, nice, quick and easy to eat, and easy to train on as well. So that's something that I like to do. But I mean, when we're talking about, you talk about nutrition and recovery and all that type of stuff, and the amount we're training, you need all the supplements. You know what I mean? The amino acids, the proteins, everything. You know what I mean? You need to make sure you're hydrated, all that type of stuff during training. So. Obviously, I love water while you're sweating, but flavoured water tastes even better when you're busting your ass in the gym, and it's better for you. So it's good.
This question is: would you ever compete in a grappling super fight or go to like ADCC or something?
Yeah, I would. I was actually even thinking of while we're waiting to for our last fight after the Brian Ortega fight. I knew he'd be out for a bit, and I knew I had to wait for it was. Max Holloway and Yair Rodriguez and all that, so I knew it'd be a while. So I was thinking, could me and Brian Ortega have a grappling match, just for a bit of fun? I'll go into his world and have just a grappling match after seeing what we did. So that would have been pretty good. I actually put the feelers out there a little bit, like I talk to the coaches, like while we're waiting, you want to have a bit of fun. If we go over to America and maybe do something like that over there, little super fight. But yeah, man, I'm all for that. 100%, you know what I mean? So I love my jiu-jitsu. I'm doing a lot of it. So that's definitely something that I'd love to do.
Question: how the fuck did you get out of that D to Ilia Ortega?
Man, it's obviously there's a lot that goes into it. A lot goes into that guillotine defense. Usually prevention is the way to go, right? And I'm usually really good at that. But the way he snatched that up so quick, and as I was trying to get up, capitalize on that moment so well, wrapped up my hand, he sunk his hips, the contact he had his hips on my hips, and the angle out of the neck, everything was textbook. It doesn't get any better than that. So credit to him to get me there. So everything for me was just purely making space. Prevention is out the window now. You know what I mean? Stopping him from getting that deep is out the window. He's already deep. It's done. You know what I mean? Like, it's as good as that can get. So my idea was make space. Right now it's make space. You can't do anything fancy, no big sweeps or big fancy moves that's going to get you out of here. It's a survival type of mentality I needed there. Composure, stay calm. So it was, obviously like pushing on the hips, pulling on the chin, trying to free my legs, free my arm at first, little things like turn the chin, make that little bit of space. And there was a time where even I was doing everything right, I still wasn't getting enough space. It was still tight. The lights were still dimming, as I was saying. But I was, I stuck to it. You know what I mean? I was stubborn with it. That resilience and, that conditioning and all that ended up paying off. I made just enough space for me not to go to sleep. But people would be like, you couldn't breathe and all that. Yeah, I was struggling to breathe. But I mean, luckily I could hold my breath for a long time. But not just that, staying calm and conditioning. That was what it's all about. And from doing all that, eventually it was either I go to sleep or your arms gas out and you loosen up. And, that was just me, sheer will and determination and to not give up and make sure I made just enough space to get through it. And then he ended up wilting. His arms gave in and turned my head, got back on top and made him pay for it.
All right, a couple more questions and then we're done.
Yep.
What sort of mindset, what do you think the best mindset is before you go into a fight? What's the best advice you'd give someone for their first fight?
Best mindset for a fight. Everyone's different, right? But one big problem I think I see, even at the highest level, is just knowing that it's a sport. I think you need to understand, people understand that, but then they still treat it as if it's a fight, whether they want to pump themselves up and do all this sort of stuff. And which I find some people probably go all right that, just for them to, want to at least throw a punch, want to at least hit someone, you know what I mean? But at the same time, staying composed, you know what I mean? Being clear in there. You've got a puncher's chance if you just go out there and go crazy, but really trying to control your emotions is something that, even if it doesn't help you straight away, I guarantee you trying to keep yourself composed, keep yourself level-headed, and really trying to, adapt to that type of mentality of how you want to go about fighting will really help you in the long run. You talk about fight IQ and all this type of stuff, that all goes out the window when you fight emotional. How do you stick to a game plan when you're emotional? How are you going to, do the right things when you just go like that, hands down, walk forward and just get punched in the face? Yeah, you can knock them out, but you can get knocked out too. So you need to really be able to control them emotions, stay composed and really treat it as if it's a sport where you need to be in control and you need to know exactly what to do. Play that chess match if you have to and things like that. And even if it doesn't work straight away, I reckon it will help you with the nerves. But even if it doesn't help you straight away, I guarantee you when you try and commit to staying level-headed, staying composed, you will eventually, that'll be how you go about it, and that'll be how you approach these fights. And that's the exact same thing that happened to me. I was always trying to stay composed and keep myself, you're cool. Did I get nervous early in the days? Yeah, I got a little nervous. Now, I don't get nervous. I don't get emotional. I go in there and I've got a job to do and I go and do it. And I feel like that's something that I can really say to someone, you know what I mean? Take it all in, everything, even in the gym and all that, don't just go through the motions and all that type of stuff. Treat it as a sport, everything you're seeing, find out why it works and why it's working, all that type of stuff. And just treat everything like that. And then before you know it, that all adds on and then, just make that who you are.
Do you have any tools to stay composed? Do you do breathing or anything? Or is it just something that you've...
Probably repetition. Definitely helps. I do it every day. Like even when I'm doing interviews, I've got a camera in front of my face, I'm on TV. Whenever I'm in a situation where, where some people may get nervous or, where the pressure's on, doing that from time to time, you could get, you could be on the street and that could happen. You could be in a car and that can happen, like whatever. There's a lot of times and just trying to keep yourself in control. You know what I mean? I do that every day, even when you're drinking. Obviously, when you're drinking, we get a bit careless and all that, but a lot of times I still try and keep myself in control. That's why I never used to like drinking when I was young, because I couldn't really control myself. But don't get me wrong, I used to be a rugby league player, so I got loose sometimes. But in saying that, man, it's just repetition. Every day, like I said, I used to be very uncomfortable in front of a camera, but through trying to keep myself composed, and you grow to experience through it all. And I feel like even through life experiences, that can transition into your sports and things as well. And that's exactly what has happened for me. So everything, like when I tell people I don't get nervous, I really mean that. Like when I'm fighting, I don't get nervous. I get more nervous watching my teammates fight, watching big fights. I'm getting better at controlling that now, but I never used to try and control it. Where now, when I'm cornering the boys and all that, all right, I try and control it. I used to go, go nuts. Now I'm like, all right, we need to stay composed. You want to give the right information and all that type of stuff. So it's something that, I just try and be in control in every moment I can.
Do you care about what people think about you?
I do in a way. It's something that can be a downfall. It can definitely be a downfall as well, because you should only care about people that really want what's best for you. You should really care about their opinions. And I used to struggle with, worrying about people that are going to hate me anyway. No matter what I do, no matter, all the pros, you're going to have pros and cons. No matter how many good things I do, these people are going to look for things to just have a go at you. There's going to be haters all the time. And I used to care what the haters think. Now, I don't. Now I'm going to, I care more about, what people, the people that mean something to me. I care about what they think. Obviously I want to take in things that I definitely can make something positive out of it, rather than, again, someone's going to hate me, just like they say with like rugby league or whatever, team sports. People are going to hate you just for the colour of jersey you wear. Are you going to care about what these people say? You know what I mean? Like you can't. They're going to hate you just because of the jersey you wear. So do you want to listen to them? Do you want to listen to their opinions, take that in, and then change yourself for what this hater wants? You know what I mean? So that's something that I've definitely grown to. Can I be better with it? Yeah, definitely. It's something that I think everyone struggles with, especially when you start getting to the top. But now I'm definitely getting more comfortable with that and understanding that, because I'm a people pleaser, man. I've always been like that. I've always worried about what people thought, and I didn't want them to, I was worried I was going to offend people and all that type of stuff, where there's people that are going to be offended no matter how nice you are to them. They're going to find a way to be offended. So now, they're going to be offended, that's on them. I won't let it be on me.
I just ran off with that question, but this is pretty much a similar question. I'll ask it in a different way and you might have the same sort of answers, so that's fine. This is the last question. So, how do you deal with negative self-talk leading up to a fight, or how do you control your nerves or anxiety leading into a fight? So similar question, but it's different phrasing.
Man, it goes back to staying in control. You know what I mean? You've got a job to do. Like you are going to always have like these little doubts and these little things that go in there, and then I know again I want to say through repetition, through repetition, I've learned to push them aside. You know what I mean? Again, I just try and be in control of every moment, going through life. Because obviously we all know life can get difficult. You know what I mean? And this thing's a hard thing to control sometimes, but trying to be in control of that is crucial to your mental health, or even obviously to when you're in the game. Your mental state going into a fight and things like that. So you're always going to have little doubts that will linger, but just know that that's going to happen. Push them aside, and then talk to yourself. You know what I mean? Learn to talk to yourself. Don't let it take over. And if these little thoughts happen on you every day, as I say, through life, try and get better at winning them conversations you're having in your head. Like I'm the type of guy that you're going to play games in your head, and there's things are going to be like, oh, you don't have to do this, but then I'm going to, you don't have to hit these numbers on the bike. And little things like that, and I'm going to be like, yeah, I do. Purely because my head's telling me, hey, you don't have to. I'm going to do it. To be like, no, you shut up. I'm going to do that. Just little things like that. So there's a lot of little ways. I don't know if that's clear how I said it, but it's, man, for me, I can only go from my experiences, but me talking to myself and then really being able to, I never used to be as good as I am now with it, but through repetition and being able to just be like, no, I ain't having that. I'm not happy with that. I'm going to work around it. And then eventually, it's definitely working in my favour now.